Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Sky U Pod, your college huddle, Golden Gopher podcast. Tonight, as always, we're going to be previewing the upcoming game, the homecoming game against the Purdue Boilermakers, the old Big Ten West rival. Good to be seeing them again. Hopefully, we can get the W this year. Joining me, as always, Max, Kurt. How you doing, fellas?
Not too bad. It's finally feeling like fall outside. It's good to not feel like it's summer anymore and actually for real football season. So that's it's been good. Already getting some Halloween decorations up, so we're fully into October and also get to
Nice.
go to the game on Saturday. So looking forward to that.
There we go.
It's been a while.
Awesome.
If you see him, talk to him, folks. He's nicer than he looks.
I'll be there.
Trudy, you're always
So,
asking us how we're doing. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Life is good. Sorry I missed out on that after show for the Ohio State game. Just had family stuff going on that morning. So,
Gotcha.
but yeah, life's good. Can't complain.
That's good.
I mean, it could be better. I wish the Gophers played a little better this past weekend, but
Yeah.
otherwise,
Referencing those Gophers, there's a couple things. There's just been some Gopher Twitter discussion since that unfortunate game last Saturday. And I just wanted to run it by you guys now and get your thoughts. So the first one, this is statistical, so not much feelings, I guess. It's just the data. Opposing quarterbacks are completing 68% with 285 yards per game, and eye-popping 12.5 yards per completion with 8 passing touchdowns and 1 pick, and that is when the Gophers are playing Power 5 or Power 4 offenses, I believe. That's from Ryan Burns. He said that on his podcast, Gopher Gridiron. So we're not playing zone very well. Most of that's happening to us when we're trying to play zone, so they've been in a lot of man-to-man, which we kind of saw against Ohio State. There's a lot of man-to-man with some zone help. We're also missing an average of 13 tackles per game versus Power 4 opponents. So a couple stats I threw out there at you guys. Just how fixable, I guess, do you think that is? We're at the basically a third through the season. Exactly a third through the season. Do you think it's more of a talent issue or something that can get coached up, or a coaching issue?
go ahead, Max.
Yeah, I guess as far as the coverage goes, I think that might be a little more of a talent issue. It just doesn't seem like something you see. It doesn't get improved quickly like tackling does.
Right.
I guess to play devil's advocate, I think part of it maybe too is just we just played a pass heavy Rutgers team and then Ohio State, but I mean we also saw some leaky coverage against Cal.
Yeah.
Buffalo hit us for a big pass play. Like, I don't know. It is interesting. I do wonder too how much of it is like we don't really have that effective of a pass rush either. So is it all on the coverage?
Yeah. Right.
No, but to your point, when you do see guys drop into zone, it's like there's no feel
Where are you going?
like it's like okay, you're watching the quarterback, you see where he's probably going to throw to, and you're just standing there as the guy's literally right next to you. So that kind of stuff, I mean, the simple stuff, I guess, yeah, you could fix just watching the tape and repping it, but I don't know. It's hard too because you don't know what they're supposed to be doing. Like you don't know what their exact drops are and what they're trying to read.
Right.
Like, are they trying to read too much? Are they literally just dropping to a spot and that's all they can be trusted to do? I don't know. As far as the tackling, I mean, it's annoying, but it does seem like one of those things that these Gopher teams struggle with early. Maybe not this far into the season, but they do clean it up as the year goes on, and they kind of have to, getting into Big Ten play and playing some teams that are going to try to run the football on you. But yeah, I guess less concerned with the tackling, more concerned with the unfixability of the pass coverage issues.
It's a good question, Kurt, and I don't really know. I think it's a combination of a few things. Number one, you said it yourself, going into this season, cornerbacks was kind of a question mark of this defense, right? So, I mean, it's not surprising that there's a little growing pains. Sure, like the safeties are phenomenal, obviously, but I think we could see the cornerbacks need a little work. Granted, uh, they are going against probably two of the best, well, top three maybe passing offense that we'll see this year out of Ohio State and Rutgers. Obviously, we'll face Oregon later this season, but they're pretty good teams in the air. Also, the defense isn't totally changed from last year. I mean, there are some new faces, obviously, but I feel like the scheme isn't kind of what a Heatherman defense was. I feel like we had so many takeaways last year, and maybe that's growing pains for the coaches. Is that's maybe playing a part of it too. And then, like you said, tackling. I mean, that's just fundamental football. I feel like that's a coaching thing for sure. By the time college football comes around, everyone should know how to tackle, right? I feel like missing tackles is just, it's not emphasized in practice or during camp, maybe. So, combination of both. Like Max said, you are playing probably two of the better offenses this year, the past couple of games. But yeah, some work to do, and I'm hoping that they can fix it.
So, this was tweeted out by Derek Burns. He's also joins Ryan Burns and Luke, former player at the U O-line, and like he's dead on. Like the missed tackles is probably as a result of being in man, right? It's easier when you're in zone dropping back. You have easier out of zone coverage than man coverage on run plays, and man, you're all worried about your guy going down the field, and so there's less swarming of the football. And he laid it out more eloquently than I did, but I'm with you. The tackling, yeah, it's got to get better, but I think it's fixable or more a result of not being able to play zone. Here's what I don't understand about zone, and I'm going to sound like a lot of these DBs and corners, like, yes, Nestor's new, Mike Gerald's young, but like, how hard is it to learn where to drop? Like, obviously there's a feel to it, and that's where the skill level can come in and how good you can be at field, but like, we just look lost out there, and so it's early. I am a little bit worried. Like that's, I'll say this: that's got to get a lot better going forward. And I know we just played Ohio State, but it like we brought up, it's not just against Ohio State. Like the zone drops have to get way better, and if it doesn't, I'm a little bit concerned about our first year coordinator, Danny Collins. That just maybe he's a bit overwhelmed at the moment, but it's only a third through the year. It just has to get better going forward if we're going to salvage this season. I'll say that. Okay.
Agreed.
Anything else there? I got one more to throw at you here, and his was from the presser. PJ watched the film again. It was as he thought Gophers got beat. Talked about the things that we did really like, that we played really well. Only one sack given up and no turnovers, and I just like, that's such a low bar. And I know it's Ohio State. Can't you? This is just more me complaining about PJ. If that's what you came away and like, yeah, we played really well, and like those are the two things you listed, like, can't you just say credit to Ohio State? I think our players executed their assignments, but Ohio State just did theirs better and at a higher level. Like, why do you have to list these things that, to me, make it just sound more sad? Like, hey, we only gave up one sack. That's not very impressive when most of your pass routes are going like 5 to 10 yards down the field. The ball's coming out quick all game, and they're just sitting on it. And the other part, we didn't turn the ball over. I'm almost positive, talking with Eric and them at the OHIO podcast, didn't they list turnovers? Like that's something they had to work on, like getting more of. I'm almost positive that's something they brought up. So, I mean, that's good. You didn't turn the ball over. You're right. You also didn't get any. So I don't know. Like, hey, we didn't turn the ball over against Ohio State. And we only got sacked once. It's just like, okay, you lost 42-3. Like, I just felt like a lot of
Yeah.
those comments were like, look how well I coached them up out there. Hey, like I did all I can do. Like I got
Yeah.
them to not turn the ball over, and it was just like PJ, just move on with it.
Yeah. And to your point, Kurt,
We get
it's
it.
like,
They were the
yeah,
better
it's,
team. They're on, move on. Like I don't get it. Ugh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. To
Anyway,
your point, Kurt, it's just like
way.
we lost 42-3 still without turning the ball over with only giving up one sack. So it's almost like you've almost made it sound worse, PJ, in a sense. And yeah, it's also like, okay, so
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
it's like you you're like a defeated team, right? You haven't won one game and you're trying everything you can to be like, we're improving, guys. We're doing everything we can game by game. Um but yeah, I'm glad that they didn't turn the ball over, give up sacks. I think that was some of our keys to the game, but obviously didn't really
right.
mean much in the end.
Well, and I'm sorry, I missed kind of the first statement he had with it. It's like we're a really good football team still. Like I still believe that, and then he led with that. Like that's not. I don't think that. It was kind of a sad look in my opinion, and I'm not trying to just rag on him. I know we're moving on to Purdue. I just had to bring that up because it was just another PJ presser where you're just like, dude, let's just get over this. Let's move on. Next question. Like
Right.
anyway,
Like we all saw what happened. I think we all understand. Like,
yeah,
when no one expected, it wasn't like a shock. It wasn't like, wait, we lost that by that much. Like, yeah, they're really good. Sorry, you
yeah.
know.
I was hoping if it would have been by that much, we would have been taking more shots down the field. I already said that though. Now I'm rehashing. I'll be quiet. I'm on Purdue now.
Yeah, fellas, again, old West rivalry game. Well, yeah, West rivalry, not classic, but this Saturday, 7:30 p.m. against the Boilermakers. Let's start with breaking down this Boilermaker offense. Um, obviously, that's kind of been their mainstay for the past handful of years, right? Offensively, they can really get some yards going. They like going through the air, and that hasn't really changed this year. So, um, yeah, I don't know. Kurt, let's start with you. What are you looking at on their offense?
It is a two-man show essentially. That might be a little harsh. Is it Devin Brown or I forget his first name? Ryan Brown.
Yeah, Ryan Brown.
Quarterback's last name's Brown, and Devin Ryan Brown. It's their show. I mean, just looking at the stats, uh, Devin Mockabee has 81 carries, and he's also in receptions, their second leading receiver with 14 catches. So they get him the ball a lot. And then Ryan Brown, he's thrown for 1,300 yards. He can move around. He has the second most carries, 40, which is still less than half of Maccabee's, which is 81. So it really is those two out there. And then they got some speedy wideouts. So that's like the general overview. Coach Odom, right out of UNLV, really good offensive coach. These guys have put up points on everybody they've faced. They've played Notre Dame, they've played Illinois, so I would expect them to have some success against us as well, especially just covering how our zone coverage is struggling. What it comes down to is our defense against their offense, and feel free to touch on anything else that I didn't touch on, obviously. But I just think like this game, especially, the D line just has to demolish up front and just get home, put a ton of pressure on the quarterback. He can escape the pocket, so it's not like you got to have responsibility when rushing him. My time and not full on spy him, but I mean he is pretty quick and nifty, so I guess by him, and so more playing time for him. But yeah, Anthony Smith, Jackson Howard, Menz, whoever's going to be out there, they got to feast this game because the wideouts are fast. Like it's not like they're throwing to nobody out there. So the secondary will be tested for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, this, kind of leading in off your opening topic, Kurt, I mean, this is a huge test for our pass defense because this is a team that's throwing, I think they're 8th in the country right now, throwing 80% of their time, 80% of their offensive plays are pass plays. Or sorry, 60% of their offensive plays are pass plays. That's 8th in the country, if I can read. So yeah, I mean, they want to go out and throw the ball around to their athletes. They do turn the ball over a pretty good amount, and they do have a pretty tough time protecting the quarterback. So I think there is an opportunity for us to force some mistakes and, like you said, wreak havoc on their offensive line. But it's also going to be a matter of containing the quarterback. Like you said, he can use his legs really well. He's slippery. He's kind of a gritty runner too. Like he's not going to go down easy. So yeah, I think it'll be an interesting test for this defense. I would look out for this Barry Odom when he was at UNLV too. Like they kind of pull out all the stops. Like you're going to see maybe some trick plays.
Yep.
You're going to see attacking down the field. Like they don't know that they're not supposed to be that good. Like that's kind of how they play, if that makes any sense. Like they're going to come out swinging, and then they're not going to quit till the very end. So it'll be
no, they play super.
It'll be tough.
I think the defense, like with their struggles they have, and now seeing like this matchup, and I know it's Purdue, and we should win, just given it's the first year it is a rebuild. They have like 80 some. I think it's 80 new people on the roster or something like that.
Right.
Like it's a whole new team, essentially. Other than Maccabee, is he in his 10th year of college football? I feel like he's been there a long time. But
he's got to be.
We had Tanner Morgan, so he is their version of Tanner Morgan, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, he does have 5 picks on the year, Ryan Brown, and then I had the fumbles. I've lost them. But like you said, Maccabee's got a passing touchdown, Max. They do pull out all the stops. What I was going to just say is look how they're not great at running the ball. Like Maccabee in space is dangerous, and they do a good job of getting them the ball in space. I just want to point out, look at all the things they do. I'm not saying it always works, but Purdue does a lot to try and dress up the run game to give themselves a chance to run it when they need to. Just saying, Greg Harbaugh, I know it's a totally different offense, but there are some elements you can get inspiration from to just try and help the run game out. Because they do bust some plays. Like they have some long runs on the season for sure. And big plays all around. Like they've hit big plays on pretty much everybody. So I am not looking forward to seeing our passing defense against these guys. I'll say that much.
Yeah. I kind of second what both of you said. Offensively, it's kind of just like the same old Purdue, I feel like. And, I do feel like, fortunately, it will be another kind of challenge to hopefully get some cohesiveness in the secondary, this game. They're not going to be like Ohio State where they just have first-round draft pick receivers that'll be able to do anything that they want.
Right.
But they have athletes, and like Max said, they'll play hard and they'll try and get something going. And I think it'll be a good test for our secondary.
Their top 3 dudes can run. Like they are fast.
Yeah.
Which is always our problem on our side. I'm trying not to make this a huge knock on the Gophers. I'm just saying how does Purdue, who has had so many ups and downs, as they go, but they always got receivers. I feel like it doesn't matter the season they're having. They always have receivers that have no problem getting open. And it's just, I'm envious. I'm trying to say that as a Gopher fan.
Yeah. One of those receivers, just to point out, I guess 2 things that are interesting. One, he's a transfer from Georgia. It's a pretty big get for a Purdue team. But number 2, probably one of the best names in the country. They've got Nitro Tuggle at wide receiver. I have no idea how good he is, but with a name like that, you got to be able to do something. He's got 3
touchdown catches, so yeah, he's pretty good. That is a great name. First name Nitro.
I wonder if is that on his driver's license?
Is that the guy from Georgia himself, Nitro?
Yeah.
he has to be one of those players that was getting in trouble for speeding around down there now, right? With that name, had
That
Georgia.
nickname does not come from the football field. Yeah.
He had to have He had to have been involved in some of those wrecks down there. But no, I don't want to be. I don't want to be sued for what is that, slander? So
Defamation, yeah.
yeah, defamation. That was a joke, Nitro. So
You can drive just well. I know it,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
What about defensively? What can Purdue do defensively?
Not much.
They can give up big plays.
Yeah, one takeaway on the season, fellas. One, which you mentioned him,
Yeah.
Max. You mentioned Barry Odom. That's kind of uncharacteristic, but it is a rebuild. Hopefully, we can stay the plan, like stick to what we've been doing the past 2 games. No turnovers for the past 2 games. It was great to see that, as PJ said, against Ohio State. We did a really good job taking care of the football. But yeah, I agree. I don't see anything that sticks out to me for this Purdue defense.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, not in a great
104th
way. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, yeah, I was gonna say they're 104th in yards per game and 124th in points per play, 127th in yards per play. Like they're just getting gashed by everybody. I think they're dead last even in like yards per pass attempt. So they are
Yeah.
as much as they want to hit defenses for big plays, they're just as susceptible, if not more, than to give up the big play on defense. It's kind of been living and dying by the sword. So, I mean, that's going to be key for this offense is obviously just possessing the football and limiting their possessions, but it's a very leaky secondary and probably more than ours is. So we got to be able to take advantage of that.
But I want to get into this though. I wanted to ask you guys, what would you consider a successful rushing attack this week against Purdue? Because I don't think they're the worst rush defense statistically, probably personnel wise, but not statistically. I don't think they are. But but Rutgers was, and they're within the same. I think they're averaging 40 yards more given up than Rutgers was rushing this year. I just want to know, like, and we only rushed for 33 yards against Rutgers. So, and I know that game got, we were trailing, so that kind of threw a little bit of a wrench into it. But what does a successful rushing attack look like for the Gophers? And maybe not even like the dream scenario, but just like what would be enough to show you that the O-line is showing improvement in this game?
Yeah. I guess for me, it's got to be. I won't even put numbers on it. I'm not saying, all right, we need to hit 100 yards rushing. I just need to see, like, if it's like a 2nd and 2, 3rd and 1, and we decide to go to the ground, I need to be confident that we're going to get that first down. There hasn't been one time this season, unfortunately, really, when it's a 3rd and short that I'm like, okay, we're going to get this. I feel like, I know we go back to it a lot, but like Mo and some of the previous backs and regimes, right? On a 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2 even, you're going to get a first down on the ground simply by a push, I just want to see that. The physicality up front, particularly, I feel like has dwindled on the offensive line, which is kind of uncharacteristic for a Golden Gopher football team. Different coaches and such, so maybe that has something to do with it. But I just want to be confident that on those short yard situations that they can get that first down.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, especially with the short yard situations being a struggle uncharacteristically for this team. I guess for like a success, like it's hard to put a total number, like you want to say like 100 yards total or something, but it kind of depends on.
That's what my goal
I do
was,
too. Yeah.
I think for me it's like averaging 5 yards a carry. So it's like if we're having no problem through the air and just hitting deep shots and we don't have to run the football. I mean, by the end of the game, you're going to have to run the football, I guess, either way. It just is a matter of the volume. But if we can just consistently get good chunk yardage on the ground, no negative plays, no blown up plays, just consistently, be able to have one of those drives like we did at the end of the Buffalo game where we can just lean on them, use our big guys up front and kind of just suffocate them, I guess, towards the end of the game. I think that would be success to me on the ground.
I like that. I hope we're in that situation. I really don't know. Like I could see this getting into a shootout. I think this game could play out exactly like Rutgers for the most part, to be honest.
Right.
With what Purdue has shown offensively. Maybe it's a little bit easier to move it for the Gophers consistently, but I mean, I don't know. We've started pretty slow against some bad defenses in the past, even this year. But what I was going to say, you guys brought up short yardage situation. I'll stop complaining about the shotgun, 4th and short, 3rd and short runs, very slow handoffs when you know you can't get any push. I'll leave that alone and just hope that Harbaugh realizes it's stupid. But even if you want to run it out of shotgun in those situations, can't we go back to like what we had with Seth Green and
Right.
bring in somebody else who's a threat and make it at least an actual like read option play there, or like the lead blocker to him run ahead? I mean, Drake Lindsey's not a small guy himself, but I get it that you think that highly of him and it's not a lot of experience behind him where you don't want to run him. I get that. I'm just saying, can we then bring in, I don't know, one of these other receivers that we heard all about that's not playing at all, or somebody? You play 4 tight ends, even them, the fastest of the 4 tight ends you play, something like to just give it a something else. They let Lemecki get handed the ball off quite a bit. Like put Lemecki back there. Can he make just teach him to read one end and then go? But or Darius and Feme at the same time. Like that's what I would like to see, to be honest. Let Darius do it, and if he's going to lower his shoulder, go ahead, or give it to Feme, who. Not a slight to Darius. I think Feme is the best at breaking tackles on this team right now, or at least making a guy miss. And Darius is banged up, so we'll see. But I think that highly of Feme is what I'm saying. So I would like to see that change. I'd like to go away from the short yardage shotgun run altogether and like super obvious situations. But it is what it is.
So do you think, Kurt, that it's like is it a personnel, like we're just not getting a push up front, or do you think it's more of a coaching scheme that is just not working?
Yes, I think it's both. If I'm blaming one more, I mean, yeah, I don't know why these guards aren't getting a push, right? Like, you have good backs. Why can't you get a freaking half yard? I don't know. But I know you would increase your odds if you didn't go silent count. Everyone knows it's coming. You bunch everyone in all tight and then run a slow. It's not a read, but it's not a quick downhill thing. It's like inside zone. The back's trying to find where the hole's going to open up, and it doesn't. And so it all just collapses in on them at the line or a loss of 1. So, I mean, that's pretty stupid, I think, in itself. So, yeah, I think it's definitely the personnel isn't playing well that's in there. Another thing that PJ said, now that you got me going, but I'm just going to stay on the offensive line personnel for a second. Like, he brought up in today's presser about, or maybe it was the other one, but at some point he mentioned they really like their top 7 to 8 linemen, and they all think they can do there. It's just about getting the right mix, and that's why we saw the shuffle that we did last week. Here's the thing. If they're all that close, I want to see the young guys in there. Like, I don't need to see these last year Dylan Ray and Marshall at guard just getting their butts kicked. And it's like, well, the freshman or redshirt sophomore is only as good. It's like, well, get him in there and get him developed then. If it's really if there's no difference, like, and I'm not saying they can't get better, and maybe the older guys will get better, but that's what I was going to say on the personnel. But yeah, I think the coaching could get a lot better. I feel like since the start of the season, probably in the last season, we've all thrown out things we'd like to see different with the run game. I think the most obvious thing to fix the run game as best as you can get it to be fixed is just kind of get away from zone and just go more straight ahead, especially with Darius back, let Feme and Darius just get downhill quick and try and make a guy miss and go from there. Like, I think that's going to be your quickest fix this year in the run game.
Yeah.
All right.
I have a question before we move on.
Yeah.
Just kind of focus on our offense. Without saying Drake Lindsay, because at this point I think is the obvious answer, and maybe without saying a unit. Okay, who's your player that you think is gonna need to step up to like get this dub on the offensive side of the ball? Like, give me a name outside of Drake Lindsay. I want to hear a name of who's gonna be the guy.
I think that it's got to be Darius. So I also think, when we look at the receivers, obviously we're going to go through the air and it's been great, but I feel like we do have to get that run game going. And I know that a lot of that is the offensive line, but we just need to get going with this run game. We have to. It's weird not being able to impose your will running the football as a Gopher. It's just something that we're not really used to.
I can't believe how much I'm missing those 2021, 2022 offenses. And I mean it. Like,
right.
Yeah.
You knew on 3rd and 3 we were running, and we still, got it a lot. And I know we had Mo, but like, man, like, you're right. Like this offensive front is just not very physical right now. It's just very frustrating. It's very weird, and it's not like PJ. Like, to give PJ credit, that has not been a usual thing for his offensive lines to not be physical. So,
right, yeah. Well, and it's unfortunate too because you think of like the trickle down effect when we have those dominating offensive lines, and we know that short yardage situations is going to be to our advantage. That was like a great opportunity to be able to take shots on short yardage situations on second or third down, but we didn't have those explosive players or maybe the quarterback to make those plays. Now we do, but we're not really in that situation where we can afford to like
no one's scared of our run
waste
game.
a play, but right, well, no one's afraid of it, and it's like, yeah, 2nd and 5, we still got to get we got to get closer. Like,
Yeah,
it used to be, 3rd and 3 was kind of I don't know, we could maybe do whatever. Maybe 3rd and 3 is a bad example. Like 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1, it's almost a freebie because you have 4th and 1, and you're probably going to pick it up if you're in plus territory. Now we don't really have that benefit, but it's unfortunate because we have the guys to like do that kind of thing. So I don't know. It's definitely one of those. Every year there's always a hole somewhere, and the hole seems to move. It's like we fix one area and then the other side caves in, and it's kind of how it goes. So it's unfortunate that it's the offensive line this year. But I mean, I do think in years past we've seen the offensive line start pretty poorly and end up being in the strength by the end of the year. So I'm holding out hope that can still happen. But this is week 7. We're going to play a pretty weak Purdue team. So we'll see.
And just recruit wise, like, this has to be maybe not the highest, but it's got to be one of the highest, like, average rated recruit, like, per offensive lineman, like, star wise, right? Like, Nathan Roy was a high 4-star kid. Like, Greg Johnson was a local 3-star kid that they knew was underrated. Like, that he played as a true freshman for a reason. And then the other two you're getting outside of Ashton Beers, the other 2 transfer guys that are playing for you, they've played like hundreds of snaps, like in the SEC, in the Big 12, and like Marshall, I think, was at a couple different spots. But so I just, it's just, it is odd that this is the O-line that's faltering, and it's interesting. Am I crazy to say this before we get into predictions? Am I crazy to say that I think Feme has gotten to the level of being such a good first cut physical runner that when you're doing your first down run plays, it should probably, I would still do 50-50, but I would lean Feme out there and then have Darius in there more in like the passing situations. Like, is that crazy? Like, I would almost go, if I'm running the ball, I'd almost go first with Feme. Maybe you guys aren't there.
Not crazy. It's not
Mm-mm.
crazy, just because like we can trust him to pick up yardage, and then Darius is the better pass catching back and guy you want to get the ball in his hands, especially in a game like this where I'm assuming Darius might still be on a snap count, whether or not they're going to admit it, but like
Right.
he maybe should be just for longevity's sake, even if he's 100% healthy. Like I hope we don't need him every snap. I guess what I'm saying this
Right.
game. So no, I don't think that's crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely not crazy. You know, I feel like right now Feme just seems to have the edge in comparing the two backs. We know that the history of what Darius Taylor can do, obviously. He
Right.
is a tremendous back. He's great, but I think he is a little banged up and he hasn't really gotten things going to the potential. So, yeah, I think that throwing in Feme, he might be the guy right now that can do it until we see, obviously, that, yeah, it's apparent Darius Taylor's the number one guy.
Can I say something a little mean too?
Of
We could
course,
go
this
with
is
a
Sky U
little bit.
Pod.
We could go with a little bit less Cam Davis out there, just a little bit. I know he's got a role. He can block for the quarterback in third down, but like he's unfortunately his injuries have pushed him past his prime. Is what I would say. Feme and
Sure.
Darius all the way. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. Well, with that, fellas, keys to the game and score predictions.
I'll go first. Keys to the game. This is assuming our defense can kind of catch up once the game's going on. But I want to see Tom Wesson keep booming the ball. He's been a pretty solid punter now for how many games have we played?
5.
I'd say 4 out of the 5 games he's been a pretty good punter, and so I want to see that going because he did flip the field last week, and the defense just wasn't good enough to keep it. I think Purdue, much more even opponent, hopefully one that we are slightly better than, but I think flipping the field will be big here, making them go the entire distance. Second key is defensively limit the big plays, make Purdue drive. Max touched on it. They like big explosive plays and are looking for a weakness. Just don't let guys get behind you, even if they're chunking you. Obviously not ideal, but like 20, like just don't give up the home run. Make them get in tight in the red zone, uncomfortable, where you can let Anthony Smith pin his ears back, get after him. That'd be my other key. And thirdly, I just have let Drake cook. Just let him do what he's got to do to get the ball moving. If we can run the ball, great. I hope we can a little bit this game. If not, just get Drake the ball and let him lead the way. So with that, I think it is very similar to a Rutgers game. I have the Gophers winning a tight one, 34-30 over the Purdue Boilermakers.
Nice.
It's kind of how these
Like
games
it.
go, doesn't it? I always think of the one with
Yeah.
during Kill's tenure, and that was a homecoming game, and the very long kick to win it at the end.
Santoso. Yeah,
Santoso, yeah.
Yeah.
that was awesome.
Yeah. I can go next. For my keys, the first one I've got is just we got to be able to force mistakes and kind of be aggressive and put the pressure on this team. Like we kind of alluded to, they will turn the ball over. They're 129th in the country in turnover margin. So they're not only giving the ball away, but they're also not taking it away on defense. So if we can just be aggressive, lean on them, we know the mistakes are going to happen. So take advantage when they do. And then, like you said too, Kurt, if we can limit the big plays, even if we're playing kind of bend but don't break, this is a team who's in the red zone only scoring 73% of the time. So we found a team that scores less in the red zone than we do, which is kind of amazing. So really, if we can just put the pressure on them and force those mistakes, we should be in a pretty good spot. The second one is just figuring out the offensive line. So I don't know if we're going to keep shuffling this game. I know we kind of saw a new unit out there against Ohio State. It was interesting that we did that, against that opponent. But I guess, like PJ pointed out, we only gave up 1 sack. So maybe that is better than we should have expected.
Yeah. Hey.
But this is one where like the offensive line can't be the letdown against this defense, because if we can't stop this Purdue front, then we're gonna have some problems. So as long as the offensive line starts out hot, I think we should be, get the offense rolling early. And then the third one, kind of looking at it historically, I know it's Purdue, they're maybe not that great. This is a team that we have not beaten in front of a home crowd since 2018. Now, I know we beat them in 2020, but that was a COVID year. There was no one there to see it. Doesn't count.
Okay.
And we've lost to them the last 2 games we played. So this is no team to take lightly. And it's a new, like you mentioned, all the transfers. I think that benefits this team because that Purdue team last year was brutal. So yeah, I mean, it's really just a matter of starting out fast, putting the pressure on them, and hopefully the offensive line can figure it out, which will help Drake, which will help the run game. And all in all, I think if we can just control the ball, get takeaways, limit their offensive possessions, I think this can be a Gopher W 28-17. A little more low scoring, but a little more keep away ball.
I hope so.
I like it.
That would give me some confidence moving forward, to be honest, if we were able to just kind of control the clock and limit them. I'm not as hopeful for this week, but we'll see.
Yeah, for me, it's pretty simple. Number one, just be physical. Like we were kind of saying, I feel like this team needs to get a little bit more physical, especially up front, and get a good push. And in doing so, that leads to my second point. Establish the run. Let's finally see something going in the run game. It doesn't have to be incredible, but we can rely on it as another tool in the basket for this offense. I think by doing that, we can control the time of possession and just control the trenches. That's important. And then thirdly, let's force some turnovers on defense. I feel like we haven't been doing that a ton this year. I would just like to see a little more takeaways. And like Max said, I think that's definitely doable against this Purdue team. So let's see that. I'm different, fellas. I feel like I got a lot of confidence. I feel like the Gophers come back in this one and win a commanding game. I think the Gophers win 31-23.
Isn't that a smaller spread than what Max had us winning by?
Yeah, garbage touchdown.
But we scored more.
Yeah, that's right.
Garbage time touchdown.
Hey, I like it.
Whatever.
Yeah, there's never a doubt.
I'm gonna get ripped on for being too negative this show. I guess I've let it fester, but that's why I'm a fan.
It's realistic though. Like we're calling out the things that haven't gone well that maybe should be better than we expected.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. That's a 3-for-3 Gopher victory on homecoming. Yeah, before we get with our picks, we're going to do something a little fun. We've got a blind quarterback resume here. Max came up with a nice graphic here. 3 quarterbacks, and this is all of college football, right, Max?
Correct.
Okay. So as you can see here, all of these numbers are, I guess, it's not super comparable, but they're in that same maybe wheelhouse a little bit.
We're supposed to pick which one we would want, right?
Yeah, I would say of these 3, which quarterback would you want on your team? Which one do you think is like the for sure third out of these 3? And yeah, if you have any guesses as to maybe who these guys might be, it might be obvious, but I just thought it was interesting. It seems like this has kind of been a discussion I think we've had just offline as a group, and I kind of wanted to put some numbers to it just to see, like, are we really looking at this realistically? Are we looking at things maybe differently than the larger media market is? But I don't know. I guess I'll let you guys see. And I guess if no one's watching on YouTube, there's, like Spence said, 3 players. Player A has got 963 yards, 8 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 64.7% completion, 56.2 QBR. Player B's got 1,151 yards, 11 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 60% completion, 60.1 QBR. And then player C's got 1,052 yards, 7 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 64.3% completion, 67.2 QBR. And yes, they've all played the same number of games.
Okay.
I think I'm going with player C.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm with our user or our commenters guess here. Is player A Drew Aller?
That's a good guess.
Is player B Arch Manning?
It just might be.
Player C is definitely Drake Lindsay. That's a Gopher.
You think I'd put a Gopher in here?
I do.
Spence, any disagreement? Any other thoughts?
I don't disagree. So you said player A is Drew Aller?
Yeah, Drew Ass Aller. Why we're bringing this
I'd
up?
maybe flip the two. Maybe Aller is B?
I don't know. Yeah, okay. But you think those are the 3 players in question?
I do think those are the 3.
Okay. All right, let us know, Max. Who is it? Who's player A?
All right, we've got Drew Aller, Arch Manning, and Drake Lindsay.
Yes. I love how the cutout was actually them, too. It was like if you grew up watching Pokemon, it's like, who's that
Exactly.
Pokemon? Goes to the commercial, comes back. There they are.
Not exactly of that.
All right, cool. I'm not alone. Yeah. Why? And listen, I don't think Drew Aller is I think he's a very average to good. I think he has some good moments. He has a lot of bad moments. And why we keep bringing up Drew Aller is because all offseason, I was seeing hype for him. Penn State claims they were seeing hate. And for no reason. Like, he didn't just end your season by throwing a terrible interception across his body in your most important game in the semifinals to Notre Dame. So, really, no reason. But I digress. Anyway, I had made a comment, under a graphic that had Drew Aller as, the number 4 rated quarterback or number 3 rated quarterback heading into the season. And I just put out a tweet. Basically, they said, I'm glad this is the last year of college football where we have to pretend that Drew Aller is special. And I had 2 or 3 Penn State guys jump on me that were like, what do you mean? Basically that I was hating that Drew Aller was objectively a top 5 quarterback and a first-round draft pick. I don't know if you guys have looked at any of the mock drafts. Drew Aller is nowhere near the first round, and for good reason. And I don't think anyone has him in the top 5. He's not in the top 10. Definitely not in the top 15 for Heisman voting. And I got to imagine he's nowhere near that either. So what we're telling you is suck it. I'm just kidding. I just think that there was some people that were Drew Aller defenders. That's fine. I'm not saying he's got no business obviously playing for Penn State. It's just I didn't see what all the hype was about. I'm saying me only because I tweeted that tweet. All of us had discussed that. We were all thought that. We didn't see the hype that he was getting from a lot of these major network people, and a lot of the fans in college football had him high too. So,
yeah.
And just goes to show you how Drake Lindsay was picked by, I forget the major outlet, as the worst preseason prediction worst quarterback in the Big Ten. There is, I seriously, I think there's only 2 I would even consider, and that in the Big Ten have taken him over right now, and that would maybe be the Oregon guy and the Ohio State kid, maybe. And Ohio State one is tough to tell just because he had such better. I think if you flip the quarterbacks in that game, it looks a lot. It looks very similar. Not saying doesn't look impressive. He absolutely does. But Drake Lindsay has lived up and beyond the hype of what he got, obviously, preseason. But even for Gopher fans, he's having a terrific year. And this just shows that. You can rip on Arch now if you want, Shuddy.
To be honest, Arch Manning, it kind of sucks for him. He's got the name and he's just
I
not
know.
performing.
Yeah.
I obviously I think maybe he could pick it up in the next year. I don't know, but it just is not clicking with him at Texas. I don't know if it's a talent thing. I don't know if he's just uncomfortable. I don't know if he's cracking under pressure. But, it's his first year as a full-time starter. They already, ESPN already handed him the Heisman as if
Yeah.
preseason, as if he was going to be the second coming or something. I don't know. Like, I just, I don't know. Like, they should have pumped the brakes first year in this system, blah, blah, blah. He's just not playing as well as we all thought. To your point about Drew Kurt, it's not like we're not saying that he's a horrible quarterback. He is just not the quarterback to get Penn State over the hump. Time after time after time, we say Penn State will not win this game because of Drew Aller. That is the reason. You need a guy when you're winning national championships, Big Ten championships. If you want championships, you need to have guys that can get you there. And Drew Aller can facilitate you maybe getting to that point. But is he going to be the guy that just says, I'm going to get us to win this game? No, he isn't that guy. It's like a Kirk Cousins sort of thing, right? But maybe not as good. But you know what I mean? Just like
Right.
manages the game, isn't the guy to take you to the promised land.
Right. And I think you see that in his numbers, right? Like he's not the most productive in yardage, but he's going to complete a lot of passes. He's not going to turn the ball over unless it's a very key situation. Then
Yeah. He's got like 3 consecutive, like, or I shouldn't say consecutive, but he's got like 3 killer. His last 3 picks at the end of games have all been
right.
Awful. Like,
right.
It's not just throwing up a Hail Mary. It's like trying to force something that's not there or just not reading what's right in front of him and throwing the pick. Anyway, I've ripped on him enough. I'm sure he's a nice guy. Maybe wear 1 to 15 less chains around your neck. Might have some more circulation. Might get to see the field a little bit better. Have you seen him play? I mean, it's like he's got like 50 chains on, it looks like, and there's like 2 giant ones. Like somebody tweeted out during the Oregon game, it's like, is Drew Aller wearing a dog collar right now? Like that's how restrictive it looks like around his neck. So
it's just swag, Kurt. It's just swag.
I guess. I don't have any, so I don't know anything about that, but except these freaking shades. But
that is some swag, Kurt. That is. You look good.
Anyway.
Well, thanks for playing along, fellas.
No, I appreciate it. Hey, that's an A+ graphic.
It is.
I'm scared we're going to not have the NIL budget fund to retain Max if he keeps coming up with this stuff. He's going to get lured away
right
by the OHIO podcast or something.
Right. Uh-oh.
Someone with the
that means please like and subscribe. Tell your friends. Donate. We got many ways for you to support the channel, and by doing so, you're supporting the Golden Gophers. Yeah. Well, with that, let's go ahead and go to everyone's favorite segment.
Hey, I'm happy I got off the schneid, and I know this week we're going to pull through. Hey, Fat Yogi's here. What up, Yogi? That boat, y'all. Row the boat. Hey, you're right. You just got to keep rowing. I got a little negative there. I'm back in it. We're good. We're going to bounce back here. It's only a quarter of the way through the year, so we'll be all right.
We'll be all right. All right, fellas. Let's get a win here because this is now going to be week 6 after this week was halfway, so we got to start getting something going. I'll go first here, and I'm hoping I'm not taking any of your games, but Georgia is on the road at Auburn, 6:30 p.m. on Saturday. Georgia's a 4.5 point favorite. Give me the dogs.
I like
Yeah.
it.
Oh, did I say
I like
4.5? 3.5.
3.5.
Oh,
Three and
nice.
a half point favorite. So
Yeah, I like
give
that.
me
And
the dogs.
Auburn just struggled their last outing. I don't remember who it was against, but they didn't look great. So I like that one.
Yeah.
I'm sticking in the SEC as well. Night game. Texas A&M is hosting the Florida Gators, and they're minus 6.5 point favorites. Give me those Aggies at home. Florida is not going back-to-back huge wins. They just got the big emotional win at home against Texas. Now they go to Texas A&M with in that stadium at night, it looks like there's 300,000 people in that stadium. Like it looks enormous. It's rocking. I think they have the better coach. They have a great quarterback themselves, and they're playing really good football. So give me the Aggies minus 6.5.
I
Yeah,
like it.
I like both of those. I'm also going to go with the night game. This is just to respect the night home game at Utah. So we're going to take the Utes minus 5.5 against Arizona State. Night game or not, I think Utah definitely wins this game. But there's just something about when the sun goes down in Utah, it's just darker there. There's like smoke
Yeah,
that rolls in.
but that
It's
scares
it's
me.
scary. It's always scary. But
No,
the
the
Utes just
stadium
do
is
it.
scary. I just really like Arizona State's QB, so I'm worried.
He's good.
But hey,
I like
I'm
Utah's
one in
defense.
five or 1-6. How many are we in? I'm 1-5
You're
on the year.
one
So
in five. Yeah.
don't listen to me. That probably means everyone should go bet on Max's pick just because I showed hesitation. No, I
I
like
like
it.
it. I think this is the week.
If you like it, I like it.
This is the week. And it's all during prime time. So tune in, empty your coffers, head down to Diamond Joe, put in your bet slip, and make some money. Good luck, everyone out there. All right. Let's get some picks in for the week. Another good weekend in college football. Some good games. Let's start here in the Big Ten on Friday night. Rutgers is going across the country to Washington. Washington's 10.5 point favorites. I'm gonna have to go with the Huskies. That is a long trip for Rutgers.
Yeah. I didn't
Yeah,
I
I'm
didn't
gonna
know
have
this
to
was a
go.
Friday night game. I'm also going Huskies then as well. That just makes it even harder. And the Huskies, I felt like they were still feeling sorry a little bit for themselves last week against Maryland. And then they woke up in the fourth quarter and just, Maryland kind of got I shouldn't say they got clapped. They just collapsed themselves. But I think Washington's a good team. So yeah, I'm going to Washington at home.
Yeah. I do like Washington. It is a long travel. It is a late night. Something about Rutgers just throwing the ball around so
The
much.
Greek
10.5
rifle.
seems like a lot. Yeah, like I just fear for that late garbage time deep shot. So I'm going to take Rutgers in the points, but I hate it. I hate
All
it.
right.
It's all right.
Yeah,
I
the
like
Big
the
Ten
pick.
slate is stacked this weekend, by the way.
Yeah. Okay, Ohio State is on the road at Illinois. Ohio State is getting 14.5 points. Fellas, I'm going to go with Ohio State because I just want the Gophers loss not
Yeah,
to seem as terrible for my
no,
own sake. So
Yeah.
I'm going to go Ohio State.
me too. Like, they better, if Illinois has answers now to all this stuff, when they have, honestly, a lot of the same kind of, I'm not saying we're as good as Illinois necessarily, but there's a lot of similarities between the two as far as their strengths and weaknesses right now and how they're playing. So if the Buckeyes just come out and win a close one, that looks even worse on us, in my opinion. I know they're on the road, different environment. I get that, but yeah, I'm taking the Buckeyes.
Yeah, I'm going to take Ohio State as well. I think this one opened at 16.5 and pretty quickly dropped down. Um, I don't
Ooh,
know. I know it was one game, but like we saw what Indiana did, right? Like
yeah,
this team is gettable, and Ohio State's very, very good. Um, That's
Yeah.
I think that line, in my opinion, is just like, is Ohio State just going to try and like ground and pound and run it out? Like, you don't know how many
right,
points you can score type thing, you know?
right. Like
But
11 a.m. in Champaign has maybe something to do with it, but
yeah, yeah.
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 All right. Let's head over to the SEC. Alabama is at Missouri. Alabama's 2.5 point favorites.
Maybe they're
I'm gonna have
down.
to go with the Crimson Tide there. I don't know much about Missouri football, to be honest, but I feel like Alabama is starting to put it together, and they're looking like a pretty solid team. So
They definitely are. I just, I didn't realize it dropped. This opened at like 4.5, and I felt really good about picking Missouri at home to cover. I'm still gonna go with Missouri, I guess. Just a gut feel more than anything. They are a good football team. I believe they're unbeaten still, are they not? And they have
Correct.
they have Penn State's backup from last year, and he's been
Yeah.
rolling, playing really well for them. He can move a little bit, and Bama's defense has given up yards. They did look better against Vandy late, but they do give up yards. I'm gonna take Missouri at home in those points. I think they could win. I
Yeah.
think they could pull off the upset because of the stretch that Bama's on.
Yeah. No, yeah. I think this will be a really good game. I'm gonna go with Spence though. I'm gonna take Alabama. I think their quarterback's just
Son of a
been playing so much better from that first game. But yeah, I mean Missouri. Maybe Missouri's just unproven, but they have looked very good. But I think their best win is maybe against Kansas at this point. So we'll see.
yeah. I think it's gonna be points. I don't know what the over under
Yeah.
is, but I'd take the over.
right on. Going back to the Big Ten, probably the most intriguing game of the weekend. Indiana is at Oregon. Oregon is 7.5 point favorites. Give me the Ducks.
I felt
It's
like
tough, but
again,
I feel like this game really will like kind of
this
show Indiana. Are they the real deal? Are they here to stay? I mean, going to Autzen is tough.
well, I don't know. Like if they go to Oxford and lose by
It-
even
yeah,
what is it? So if they lose by 9, like
yeah, you're
I think
right.
that proves that they're easily probably still one of the best teams. But I get what you're saying. I don't know, like gut feel. I do think that Indiana's better than last year, and that they are the best team Oregon has played. Now it's a very tough place to go play. I believe Indiana was off last week. I know Oregon was as well. I'm going to take Indiana to cover. I think it's going to be a tight game. I don't feel good about it,
Yeah.
though. Felt a lot better when it was like, I think it opened at like 10.5.
Yeah, it might have. I mean, that would make sense. Like that's the number I expected. Yeah, I think I'm going to take Oregon as well, just being at home. Um, but this one too, like it could be. I feel like I see this game either being really close and coming down to the wire, or Oregon wins by like 3 scores somehow. But I don't see like an Indiana shocking the world and like winning big. You know what I mean? Which is probably not
I
like
don't see
it's
any
not
team winning
profound,
big, to be
but
honest. But
yeah,
yeah,
I don't
maybe.
know. Just like Indiana last year, I know everyone's like, "Oh, they couldn't, beat the big teams," but it's like they're still a really good football team. But they did, like we saw, they did get handled by, I think Ohio State at one point, and then we saw what happened against Notre Dame, which I think they played better than the score maybe showed. But I don't know. I guess Indiana's got to like show it a little bit in this big spot.
You guys sound like ESPN.
I
Yeah.
think Indiana's really good. I do.
Sure you
I think
do.
they can. I think.
And
I'm not
then pick 'em.
ESPN saying last year. Last year, the ESPN was saying Indiana has no business being in the college
As they
football
were coming
playoff.
back
Right.
on Notre Dame and were
Word for word.
Yeah.
they were
After the
wide open.
game, they said that. Like, I couldn't believe that they
I
said
know.
that.
I'll never forget they got the onside kick, went down and scored again. Unfortunately, dropped a 2-point play that was right there. Like it was open. They just couldn't haul it in. So they're down by 9. And then the onside kick that followed, they were that close again to getting it. It was like the two most perfect onside kicks I've seen, especially back to back. But yeah, like, and as soon as Notre Dame fell out, they're like, "Yep, see, they suck." Like they just completely were like, "Told you." Like you could see the tension getting there again with those announcers. But yeah, Sean McDonough, that guy puts a lot of stuff down his throat. Is all I have to say. All right.
All right.
That was aggressive. Next. I think Sean enjoys his single life. That's all.
He sure does. We're going to the SEC next for a classic rivalry: Oklahoma versus Texas. They're giving Texas 1.5 points. Give me Oklahoma. At this point, we got to see Arch do it, I guess. I can't believe they're giving them 1.5 points. I can't. Vegas always knows it's a rivalry game. You never know, but
yeah,
give me the Sooners.
Even if Mateer can't play, which it sounds, they're doing the whole, we hope he can make. There's no way he's not playing this game, right? Like, there's no way he can't make it back.
I thought the initial expectation was out like a month. Is that how long it's been already?
Well, I don't know that they really set like a timetable, but like I know everyone immediately was like, well, maybe he'll be back for Red River, and then this week I think Venables basically was like, oh, we hope so. I don't know, we'll see. I mean, if you're Texas, I don't know why you would expect him not to like prepare for him, but
throw the ball, dude.
Yeah, he just runs anyways.
No. Yeah,
no, I think Oklahoma's defense is honestly good enough to stop Texas, regardless. So,
yeah.
Sooners.
Sean McDonough, don't sue me for defamation.
It's a lot of defamation suits coming Kurt's way tonight. It's the shades are back. You're feeling spicy.
My attitude. No, I'm just getting over sickness, and don't sue me.
He's sick. He's just sick.
Yeah, he's just sick. He's got a head cold.
Maybe it's on your list, but we got to pick Wisconsin, Iowa.
Wisconsin and Iowa is on the list. I will get to it.
Sorry.
Well, since we're on the topic, Iowa is at Wisconsin. They're giving Iowa 3.5 points. It's at 6 p.m.
Wow.
Give me Iowa.
Under.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, here's the thing. I want to know if the Badgers quit when Luke Fickell did in that fourth quarter against Michigan by not taking timeouts to get the ball back. Because if not, and Iowa's still with their backup, I know they're coming off a bye, but Wisconsin has a good front seven. Like, they do. Like, they are good against the run. And they... 3.5, huh? And the backup looked okay for a drive against Michigan. And I think Michigan's... I feel like it's wrong, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to take the Badgers at home to cover that spread. And I don't like it at all. I feel like it's a stupid bet, but I'm going to do it.
Go for it.
So, yeah. I feel like 3.5 points in this game is like 10. So it probably makes sense to take Wisconsin. But Wisconsin, like you said, they might just be dead. And Iowa, like, they just figure it out. I don't know how they do it. They just always do it. So I'm going to take the Hawkeyes.
Well coached. Very well coached. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Nebraska, they're at Maryland, and Nebraska's a 6.5 point favorite. Give me Maryland.
I thought about it, and I was going to be with you, but I think that collapse triggered October Loxley into Maryland. I'm going to take Nebraska.
Oh,
it's out. It is a travel. It is travel for them. So I'm going to take the Huskers minus 6.5. Again, another one that moved away. I think this started at like 4.5, and it got moved up. Husker lines always move to Huskers. I think it's just the fan base are rabid.
It's got to be
money on them. So yeah, I'll take the Huskers though.
Yeah. Man, this one is interesting. I think I'm going to take Nebraska too, kind of for the same reason. Like,
Yeah.
they
And yet, I
just
wouldn't be shocked if Maryland somehow wins. Like, it's that kind of
right.
game for me.
Well, both of these teams, it's like, well, I don't know. I think Nebraska's like finally turning the corner where it's like, yes, they are good and they've been playing good. Maryland, it's like they have talent and they've actually been using it. And then it did kind of fall apart last game. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either. All right. Next, we got the last one on our list. Michigan's at USC. They're giving USC 2.5 points.
Ooh.
This is a tough. It's tough because I feel like USC is like
Let me
they
talk
always
myself
seem
through
to
it.
collapse. Yeah.
Let me talk myself through it. So I bought in to the USC being better in the defensive trenches and really the defensive front because of the guys they brought in. Felt like Illinois exposed that. But Michigan's passing offense, it's not their receivers are getting ripped on a ton. I just think that their quarterback, I'm blanking on the freshman's name for Michigan. Who's the
Bryce
sensation?
Underwood.
Underwood. I almost called him Lovewood, and I knew that wasn't right. So, Sean McDonough on the brain. Okay. Bryce Underwood has no touch throwing the football. So, I feel like it's going to keep USC's defense looking all right. It's basically just come down to who's going to win the game. I'm going to go Michigan.
I am too.
No. I'm going Trojans at home. It's a West Coast game. I'm going to West Coast. Okay, I'm done flipping. It's USC.
I'm going to go Michigan. Or I'm
Okay.
sorry. Yeah, Michigan.
Yeah. I'm going to go USC as well. They got so much talent that like Michigan can try to bully them all they want, but USC can just keep running away. Like
I don't know.
Like their quarterback's good,
Not that
the
last
ground
year.
game's good. But you're picking USC. I'm agreeing with you.
No, I know. I just don't agree with that kind of logic. I'm sorry. Keep going.
Fair. No, I feel like in this type of game, like we saw Michigan lose to Oklahoma because I think Oklahoma can beat you in a rock fight. The USC, they can just stand back. The rocks won't hurt them. They got the Lemon, the wide receiver. That is
I hope you're right because we're picking the same guys. Come on, Lincoln Riley.
They're just more, they're not like the old USC where it's just a lot of passing and terrible defense. They actually look solider.
Yes.
That's a word.
It is.
It is on this show.
Is Biff Poggi the better coach?
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like Underwood's played better when he's off the leash.
He just throws everything a million miles an hour. He's very good.
He does.
And he's got an amazing arm. It's just like, I don't think a ball's been higher than 12 feet off the ground. It's just all Anyway, that was a long episode. Appreciate all of you that stuck it out to the end. If you did, leave a comment saying, I made it. And we'll just know you're a top fan, I guess. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you all for joining once again for another episode of Sky U Pod. Always, please like and subscribe to the channel. It can be found on YouTube, X, Spotify, wherever you like to listen to your podcast. Check out our partner's website, thecollegehuddle.com, for many more podcasts and articles about all things college football. Have a great night. See you Saturday night. Go Gophers. We love you all.